Hello parents, this is Chris Allen here. I am your son or daughter's geometry teacher, and I wanted to give you a update for the week of October 5. This week we are focusing on angles and parallel lines. So here you can see I've got some angles and some lines labeled, and I've got a skeleton proof here started. We're given that angles 1 and 5 are supplementary and angles 4 and 5 are supplementary, and we want to prove that line K is parallel to line J. So step 1 says that angle 1 and angle 5 are supplementary, which is given. And therefore in step 2 we can conclude that the measure of those angles added together is 180 by the definition of supplementary angles. Similarly, in step 3 and 4 we do the exact same with the other given. So that's the definition of supplementary. Now look at step 5. Step 5, I am combining what we've done in steps 2 and 4. In step 2 and 4, we have the measure of angle 1 plus 5 equals 180. And then in step 4, I know that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 4 is 180. Therefore, I conclude that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 5 is equal to the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 4 because they're both equal to 180, and that's by the substitution property. Now in step 5, you'll notice that I've got measure of angle 1 on both sides of the equation, so I can use the subtraction property to subtract the measure of angle 1 on both sides. That'll give me the measure of angle 5 equals the measure of angle 4. And if those two angles are equal in measure, then we can conclude that they are congruent by the definition of congruent angles. And finally, we can conclude that line K is parallel to line J because of the converse of the alternate interior angles theorem. Angles 4 and 5 are alternate interior angles with a transversal of D, and since they are congruent from step 7, we can conclude that lines J and K are parallel. Some final thoughts for this week. Number 1, this is the end of the quarter. This Friday, October 9, will be the end of the first 9 weeks. I've been mentioning that the last couple of videos. Number 2, I'd like to mention that we will have a new bell schedule when we return on October 9th. I'm going to post that information in Canvas, and I believe that Mr. Bodeker is going to send out a communication on that on Wednesday of this week, Wednesday, October the 7th, I believe. And finally, I would like to wish your students a nice fall break. Hope that they get to enjoy it and rest and just get away from school and hopefully work and all of those things. So thank you for your attention.